let's talk about Andor then. I watched the pilot. You watched the pilot. Did you get through the whole pilot?
I got through the whole pilot. It's weird how it just ended. It was like, you described it as like the film ran out of the reels.
Yeah.
It was like,
and so I watched up to episode 4.
It insulted me a little bit. I feel like your pilot, like, I feel like the other Disney Plus shows know this. Like, they have strong pilots and they have like whatever middles, and then they have strong endings. Because I think, but this one was like insulting because it was just like, we're not even gonna try. Whatever. It's not even have an ending.
But they must have known it because they released 3 episodes. The releasing 3 episodes at once thing felt like an admission of like, all right, the first one's inadequate.
But at that point, just make it an extra, like, you know, the Lost pilot was like 2 hours long.
I agree. Like if they had made it a TV movie or something,
yeah, they should have at least, because when it showed me nothing and then the credits started rolling, I was like, that's insulting. It's insulting that you consider that an episode of television.
Yeah, you put that out on the airwaves. I mean, by the time you get to 3, 3 was kind of, you know, it culminates in this like sub empire. There's kind of this like splinter version of the empire, which I find a little annoying. Maybe it's from source material. How would I? But I'm just like, what? Like the regular
empire?
Like
the security guy? Like this is the with the red.
Yeah, it's like the mall security of the empire. And yeah, this like overzealous guy who really wants to investigate this. It kind of culminates in him doing a raid on Andor's house, and Stefan Skarsgård like getting him out of there on a swoop bike. And it's like kind of intriguing, and there's like a bit of swearing and violence, and you know it's very much trying to be Dune, Blade Runner, you know,
for adults.
Certainly not for children.
Put you to sleep for adults.
Yeah, the boredom seems to be a feature and not a bug. Like that's like, because I've heard a lot of people defend how boring this thing is. They're like, hey man, that's what in the real world. I'm like, let me stop you right there. Just gonna check out your phone during the show. We shot a no views, and I made a similar comment about another movie that was very slow to start, and I was like just so everybody knows, I'm not here to just hang out. Like I'm here to like watch something. Yeah, it's a slow burn though. But it was okay by that point, I guess. And so that was enough to make me watch the next one. And this last one was very, 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 very tiresome because it's like them bringing him to a camp of rebels, and they're like, "Who's the new guy? I told you, no new people." And they're like in the woods, and they're like, you know, they're all like real, you know,
standing around in rooms. Their hyperdrive's broken.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, it's about rebels.
It does not read as Star Wars. I'll tell you that much. And I on some level respect the effort to be like, let's get away from TIE fighters. Let's get away from lightsabers. Let's expand this thing. If you're going to make this much content, you got to expand it, but you got to do a logical expansion, don't you? It has to be like, here's something that is definitely Star Wars, and then we're going to grow that into a new thing. Not like we're going to be Star Wars in name only, and otherwise we'll be Dune / Blade Runner.
Yeah, I started the second episode, but like when, I don't know, it was just more of the same, more of like I had the weird like flashback in the forest or whatever. I couldn't get into it. I turned it off. I can only take so much. I can only take so many Rings of Power, She-Hulk, Andor. I have
because of my elliptical routine, I've got about an hour a day to be like, all right, entertain me, where I'm not distracted. I'm going to watch a television, and you know, I can slot in a show or two to do that. I just want to be watching YouTube. It's all I really want to be watching. It's my favorite platform because I can watch all kinds of stuff on it.
Yeah, and I almost continued Andor, but then like SNES Drunk, he made a new video, so I have to watch SNES Drunk. Yeah. Oh, Sega Lord X, he made a new video. These are way more enriching to my life.
I'm really gonna bump poor SNES Drunk because of this shit.
I'm not.
So did you know that it's going to be 12 episodes this season, and they're already renewed for a second 12 episode season? So
I'm already asleep. I'm already asleep.
I like when Stefan Skarsgård says, Gezi and Andor.
Gezi and Andor.
Gezi and Andor. Like, just let him say it however you... Maybe it's like in the original Star Wars with Han and Han. Somebody once asked, I think Mark Hamill was like, so which is it? And he's like,
Yeah, they all say it different. It's fine.
Who gives a damn? So,
it's for children.
I also think it's really... I mean, I get that he was named in Rogue One or whatever, but I've met a not insignificant number of people now who are like, it's a show about the Ewok planet. Like, that is kind of a branding problem, isn't it?
I'd watch it. I'd watch the Ewok planet more than this.
If you release a show called Andor, yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I'd watch those teddy bears.
But also my child...
Violent teddy bears? Be awesome. Yeah.
My child's made me watch the cartoon, the original Saturday morning cartoon, and the movies quite a few times. And you know, they're terrible, but they're not so bad.
Disney Plus sequel when?
And also in this past episode, they returned to Coruscant. I think that's the first time outside of like a shot maybe in Force Awakens. That's the first time we've returned to Coruscant since Revenge of the Sith, I think. So it's kind of nice to be back, but it also didn't feel... It really felt like Blade Runner. So if you like Blade Runner, yeah, maybe this is for you. I like Blade Runner. Blade Runner is better than this.
Yeah, I like Blade Runner. It's slow, but it's better.
Yeah, I prefer Stefan
Blade Runner 49 with the Dune guy made it. So
there you go.
He's good.
This dude should have made Andor.
Yeah, probably.
The Ewok movie.
But he's too expensive and probably has his own ideas. He won't shoot 3 versions of the same.
Can you shoot like a shitty, like a bowl of porridge is too hot version, a bowl of porridge is too cold version, and a Goldilocks version?
Yeah. You have to branch the past like a video game, like you're playing Skyrim.
No.
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.